Normally in battery systems, we have what's called essential loads and non-essential loads. Essential loads are what you have when there is a power cut. So we also call that the backup side or the UPS. It all means the same thing. Now, what do you do if there is a war or a nuclear disaster or something, and the power from the outside is cut off for a very long time? That is a question that a client of ours had, and he wanted the option, if that happened, to put the non-essential loads on the backup side and be able to choose from the non-essential loads also, if there was a long period of power cut. So in normal installations, there's no option for this, because it's not very useful, because power outages are not long in normal life. But of course you could have that very rare occurrence where something really bad could happen and you would be in that situation. So he wanted a solution for that, and he also had an idea for how to solve that, because he is actually an electrical engineer. So he had an initial idea how to do that with an extra electrical panel. So then I was thinking more based on his idea, and also talked to our engineers and electricians. And then we refined his idea and came up with an ATS solution that I should first explain what an ATS is. An ATS is automatic transfer switch. In this case, it would be used to make the non-essential loads be part of the essential loads from the backup side of the inverter, achieving the goal that the client had, which was to be able to use non-essential loads during a long power outage. So we did sort of a proof of concept installation of a secondary ATS that did this, and it worked fine. And as predicted, basically, because once you make the diagram and you look at it and you see that it should work, then you know it will work. There's no reason why it shouldn't work. Once you have a clear understanding of where the cables are going to go and how the ATS is going to work. So since then we have done it on 3 installations, all without any problems. So it's kind of cool. I want to showcase this here, just for you to see what's possible. So in this case, the goal was to have non-essential loads as part of the backup, as an option. And you can, of course, switch back and forth between these functionalities. So we were also scared that clients maybe would forget what the ATS was for, and maybe switch it on accident. So therefore we also put it in a lockable little box, so that the chance of doing anything accidental with it would be much lower. So that's it. That's the ATS number 2 for making non-essential loads part of the backup side on a battery inverter. We also have an ATS inside here, which we call obviously the second ATS. So why do we have that? It is for a situation where the grid is cut off for a very long time, for whatever reason. The customer can change that, and then all loads, even these loads, will be connected to the backup side of the inverter. So basically it means that they can run everything off the solar system in an off-grid condition if they are without the grid for a very long time. If they didn't have the secondary ATS, they would not be able to put these appliances on the solar if there was a long off-grid situation. Now, normally these things are what we call non-essential loads, like they are not so important for daily life. So that's why they are here, and only the important stuff for, the most essential stuff is here that they can use when there is a power cut situation. But in this case, like I said, they will be able to use these things too. Now, the downside of that is that they have to be careful not to go over the limit of the inverter, 5,000 watts. But still, it's a huge advantage to have that in the low percentage, chance that there is a situation where the grid is lost over a long time.